Just to quickly mention in harmony about how each different note in the scale has a different kind of personality. I'm sure you guys have come to terms with this a little bit, but um, we've mentioned the fifth is kind of like a stabilizer. You've got the third, which is kind of like the defining feature of the chord. The seventh, which kind of shows the chord where it's at in terms of its like bias. Does it want to stay in C or does it want to change from C? Let's for now say it wants to stay. We've got the sixth, which is kind of just kind of warms it. It's kind of rounded, maybe because it's surrounded by G on its left and B on its right. It's kind of got some nice pals, and so it wants to stay where it is. But it kind of thickens the chord out in a nice way. It also implies A minor, which is kind of sad, but it's nice. It just sort of makes it feel more at home. Then you've got the ninth, and the chords work just as the ninth. That's a really lovely warm sound because it's maybe got a fifth in the middle of it. And so you get the ninth, and maybe the ninth wants to fall, like at the beginning of Close to You, like that. Ninth's full, that's cool. That rhymes. Something that rhymes with rhymes. So you've got ninths, you've got sixths, you've got major sevenths, and then, so all these different things have different functions. The sharp 11 is maybe one of your brighter like options, because it's the furthest removed from C on the cycle of fifths. The whole of this Lydian mode can actually be listed as C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp. You end up at 6 o'clock because it's like a tritone away from C. This note is the furthest away from C, so it has the most like drastic impact. In minor chords, you do the same thing. You just do it the other way around. So you start with a minor third, and you go up like this. It's this kind of similar thing. In a minor chord, maybe the most juicy note you can choose, because C minor is basically E flat major. The most juicy note you can choose is maybe the minor sixth, because if I end in C minor and I go, it's like if it sings, because it's the sharp 11 of E flat, and that's where C minor comes from. But it kind of is built up of intervals. So in C minor, you've got that's a major seventh, yeah, that's kind of sour, and then you've got the ninth, that's a major seventh, that's kind of sour. And if you use these to your advantage, you get some amazing sounds. Fourths are great, by the way. If I hadn't said that already, you can just like get so much cool shit with fourths, and just like make some nice voicing only using fourths, because you can list the whole voicing in fourths just as you can in fifth. But fifths aren't very kind of environmentally friendly because they use up really loads of space. But fourths are just kind of way more compact, so I'd advocate that. And so, going back to my initial premise, when you sing notes in chords, say I'm singing the sharp 11, for example, I have the luxury of working in an environment where I'm not paying for my studio time, and so I've had the opportunity to just experiment with a bunch of stuff. So when I'm singing the sharp 11, I might actually make a different sound with my voice. I might point the sound a bit more, like if I'm